Let me start the morning with a disclaimer. It's about the reinvented version, so I would like to say something before that the reinvented version of internationalization that we would like to share with all of you today is how the Office of International perceives today. However, there could be many more versions besides this. And also, we ourselves could change once a different new normal is established. Also, before we start as a team, we are grateful to all of you for the constant support that you have given us, and to all the international, because international cannot stand as an island. International cannot stand alone. So a big thank you to all of you for being with us so far, and we look forward to further support of our reinvented form. It's going to be a short presentation, and because we would look for, it's a conversation, we look for many more questions from all of you coming our way, and we would be happy to answer those. We'll just briefly touch upon the journey so far, and in detail we'll discuss on the way forward. I'm sure most of us know that we have over 180 collaboration across all continents across the world, and we are looking for more meaningful collaborations coming our way. And also we are delving, delving deeper with our present collaborators so that we can keep them alive and keep kicking, and we can broaden our relationships with them. So this is what it looks like today, the scenario, the current models of international education. Those of you who have been working very closely, and we've been working very closely with you in the international, would understand these models very well. They would understand all the jargon that we put out here. However, I would like to touch upon each one of them slowly and steadily. First, of course, is the student exchange program. When we talk about the student exchange program, I'm sure we all understand that over the years, we've had inbound and outbound students. We've had inbound majorly from Europe, some from Australia, and most of them from the Asian countries. The same goes for our outbound students. We've had students going out for exchanges for a semester. We've had them to Europe, we've had them to a lot of Asian countries as far as the exchange is concerned. Here, I would also like to talk about the about the Erasmus wing that we've had under the exchange program, which we call the ICM Mobility, KA107, under which we have been able to send almost 6 students across the last 2 years, whether it was METU. METU is one of the universities in Turkey, and majorly to Metropolia. And of course, the newest which has added to us has been Croatia, the Chitkara University. So the biggest difference between the Erasmus ICM mobility and the regular student exchanges, that of course the tuition fee is paid for in the semester exchange too. But when it comes to Erasmus, everything is paid for. When I say everything, even their boarding, lodging, their flight tickets, even the visa fee is paid for. In fact, when they go there, they make a little money, which helps them in their shopping too. That's besides the point, but that has been the major achievement of the international as far as Erasmus is concerned, and we continue with that. Next, of course, comes the summer programs, the cultural exchange programs. As you know, we send a lot of students every semester for summers, majorly, of course, again, to Europe and to the Asian countries. In the Asian countries, majorly, it's Malaysia, it's Taiwan, where we send our students. And we've had a lot of cultural exchanges too. A lot of us have seen DHBW, that's Duale Hochschule Baden-Württemberg universities coming from Germany every year, and that has almost become till now, it was an annual feature. We used to have over 20 students every year come to us, and that was an amalgamation of a study tour and a cultural immersion tour. And again, the business wing has had change management workshop. It almost became an annual feature, and then every 2 years, they till now have had the change management workshop happening. Internship programs, we've had paid internship for our students. In the last 1 year, we sent over 85 students to Taiwan under the TEEP program. What is TEEP? It's Taiwan Education Experience Program. It's a paid internship where the students spent from 3 to 6 months in Taiwan and finished their internship and came back. Articulation, I'm sure most of the people out here would understand, because all of you have been helping us sending students to our collaborators, our partner universities after they finish their 2 years here, and for the next 2 years they are in our partner universities. Majorly, of course, they have been going either to Canada or to Australia, and very, very few to England too. So they get they're awarded their degrees institutions, and of course no degrees are awarded from our side, but they complete 2 years with us and they articulate into these universities. Direct masters, we all understand. Most of the students, they finish their undergrad here and opt for a direct masters. The joint PhD as of now is only with Deakin University. It's a co-guiding model, which Kiran is taking care of. And of course, the faculty exchange, I'm sure we have a lot of faculty here who have actually gone on an exchange, have taught modules. They could be there for a couple of weeks, maybe not more than that, but that has been a great exchange that we've had. Of course, we've had a lot of faculty visiting us under the Global Week. I'm sure you've seen hundreds of them coming over the last 7 years. And of course, foreign languages, which is a major part of international education. And this is being taken care of majorly by thanks to Sovia and to Aarti, who are looking after our foreign languages. We have Spanish, which is being taught by the interns who visit us from Spain, from the Spanish universities. We have had some of these, we've had French under the Alliance Français, which has done very well. We've had German, and they have been all certified under the Goethe Centrum. This has been one of the most successful language programs that we've had. And we've had Mandarin under Taiwan Education Center, and Japanese being taught in the ESL studios that we have. Thank you, Sovia and Aarti, for taking them up. So far, this is how our current models have been working. They were before the unexpected happened. We were going all guns ablaze. The international was running with all these programs, with all these exchanges happening, with all the summer programs. And then we had the unexpected. We didn't know what hit us. It was a bolt from the blue. Never in our wildest dreams did we envisage that there would be a complete shutdown. And that too, the world over. Our favorite dictum in international has always been that there are 3 things important in international, and that's mobility, mobility, and mobility. And here we were, completely immobile, with no visibility of physical travel ever in the near future. The world of international had come crashing down in a couple of days. But as a team, we had to address the urgent. What was most important? The most important at this point of time was reaching out to our outbound students who were stranded in places which were the most affected areas in the world. And we had to look after the inbound who were with us at the guest house, and they were from Europe, they were from South Korea, they were from some of the Asian countries, they were from Australia, they were from all over. The numbers did not matter. What mattered was, even if there were a few outbound and a few inbound, we wanted them to be safe. So the team went around holding hands, virtually of course, for each one of them, and physically here for the inbound. Finally, they were all transported home safely in the next couple of months. But for those couple of months, everyone, each of the persons in the team was talking to them, was looking after them, whether virtually or physically. And then we thought this was the end of international. No mobility. What will the international do? we had no idea. We were lost. And at this time was the time when ma'am, our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, she was the one to encourage us, inspire us, believe in us that we could do something creative, and we needed to do that. And then, of course, we realized that the future is about humility, agility, and collaborative learning. We needed to be agile. We needed to collaborate. And off everybody went. The whole team went back to their computers, went back to looking for their connects, went back to looking for their partners who had now become their friends because they had bonded so well during all the global weeks that we had had. And there we started this idea of the way forward were these virtual global master classes and webinars. And I'm sure you've all experienced a few of those, and we are happy to report today that we have had classroom sessions. Of course, this slide will show 59. We just, in the last half an hour, finished the 60th one. So we've had, as of now, 60 classroom sessions with faculty development programs. These were the master classes that some of the university gave for the faculty. They were 10 in number. Of course, most of them have been pretty good, barring a few, we understand. But we are very, very grateful to all our partners, to all our collaborators who have been standing by our side and have promised us that maybe we do not have a global week this year, but probably the rest of the year, 2020, will be a global year. We have quite a few in the pipeline. And of course, again, we have to be grateful to each one of you who have supported us in this endeavor. We understand that online has never been easy. We have our challenges when it comes to our classroom sessions, but we'll do our best with your support. And again, we are also grateful to a lot of our in-house faculty who has been reciprocating these classroom sessions. We've had a few from the business wing, and we expect many more to come because a few in the pipeline have already made it to them. So this was about the master classes that we've already started. Going back to RCAB, research collaboration across borders. I would like to share a backgrounder here with you. So this was in January 2020, when Archana and I were traveling and we were in Kochi. We were attending one of these conferences, which was hosted by University of Wisconsin, Parkside. When we came back, we had a lot of takeaways, but the biggest being that we needed to collaborate in-house more than we needed to do it outside. We needed to make optimum use of our resources. And this gave birth to an idea, the idea of marrying RCAB of Curin to the GW, the Global Week of International Affairs. We were excited. It would have been a wedding of equals. And that's what we thought. And we started working for it. In fact, the Curin really started working, had their website right up there in the first 2 months, and we were on our way. When again, we realized the unexpected happened. And especially me, I was totally down in the dumps. I thought we'll not be able to do anything. And then Archana said, wait a minute, let's see what is it that we can do. She, being the incorrigible optimist, thought, let's at least get engaged. Let's get our RCAB from Curin, get engaged to GW of OIA. Let's exchange our rings and have a long courtship period, which would last more than a year. And in that time, OIA, that's the Office of International Affairs, would handhold, literally, Curin and connect them to our global researchers so they can take it to a logical conclusion in the RCAB. Here I would like, here I would like Archana to please pitch in and talk a little more about RCAB. Archana, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you, Sangeet ma'am. Yes, and of course, good afternoon, all of you present here. Good morning, in fact, to all of you present here. Yes, the idea was, it took birth exactly the way how Sangeet ma'am has described, but the outcome that we are expecting is, I would say, it would take the next leap because of this pandemic. Why? Because Global Week may not happen actually on physical level, in the sense that people may not be traveling to us and we would be hosting them in our campus in the next couple of months. But this research collaboration of across borders is definitely an opportunity which took birth out of this adverse circumstances, I would say. So what we should do is, the whole idea about RCAB is having research publications and marrying research ideas across borders amongst the faculty members between our partner universities and us. So those of you, in fact, all the deans have been cooperative enough, and all the faculty also, that they have, the deans have proposed the names of the faculty, and those who are interested in research and those who are interested in publishing collaboratively with our faculty, with our partners and faculty members from those universities. So I would strongly encourage all of you to go to the website of Research Collaboration Across Borders and have a look over there. The whole idea is that the people from our university, the faculty members from our universities, should be able to find at least one of the faculty members from our partner universities to jointly publish a research paper. And for that, obviously, this courtship period is very, very important, because therein they can discuss their ideas, they can have email exchanges on a possible research publication that can come out of this courtship period. And finally, we want to have a conference, a virtual conference, somewhere in October to December. We will decide as to how when it goes and how it goes. We are going to decide the time of the conference. We are also trying to and hopefully this will come true. We are going to tie up with a Scopus Index journal also, wherein these collaborative research papers will be published. So there will be a virtual conference wherein these research papers will be presented and finally will find their way into a Scopus Indexed journal. And that is how the value of these publications, we are hoping that through RCAB, we are going to have the impact factor, or you can say the quality of publication of our university going pretty high, which might otherwise not be possible. So in a way, I would call upon, through the opportunity given by Sangeet ma'am through this webinar, to all the deans and all the faculty members of our universities, both the universities, to come forward and use this opportunity through our international office to find a research partner in one of the partner universities. After all, we have got 170 plus collaborations, so why not? We must be able to find out one faculty with whom we can publish. I know that, and of course, I know that most of you also know that what is the value of a collaborative research paper vis-a-vis or compared to a research paper which you write alone or with your own PhD scholars. So my call through this webinar and through the opportunity given by Sangeet ma'am is that we should all come forward, find out a partner in one of the faculty members to write this research publication, present it through the virtual conference. And I am hoping the target that in fact, I had said and set, and Dr. Rajni Sharma has also been very instrumental in preparing this whole initiative and the website and carrying it forward. We are hoping and targeting that we should have at least 50 collaborative publications finding their way into this conference and hence to the Scopus Index journal. This is what the targeted, I'm sure we are going to achieve it through the support of all of you. Thank you, Sangeet ma'am. That was all from my side. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Archana ma'am. I think I would also request all of you to do it because it's an important period for us, specifically for the international. I'll tell you why, because unless this courtship doesn't go well, we'll not be able to celebrate the wedding next year, which is October 21. So it's a personal appeal to all of you that please make it happen so that we handhold each other all throughout for other events, because that's what we have decided. And we make this courtship period more meaningful, like any courtship would be. This is the best time of a marriage. So, and we hope that we all celebrate it together in October 21. So these two, of course, when I'm showing you the way forward, the virtual global classes, the research collaboration across borders, RCAB, all come in the honor of internationalization at home. But if you speak to anybody in the international space, they would always say that tomorrow lies in transnational education. That international is all about transnational education. Now, fortunately, or probably God willed it, we started working on transnational education more than 2 years back. And we are happy to report that this was the time when we really, really needed it. And we launched our transnational education model digitally yesterday. So this model is an academic mentorship model, and I'll take a little more time explaining this academic mentorship model to all of you. This comes under Chitkara University Center for Global Education. This is the new vertical that we would have under international, in which we have brought curriculum of our international collaborators along with their pedagogy. This helps us to a seamless total credit transfer for our students to these respective universities. So what will happen? The students, of course, will be admitted to Chitkara University program. They will be admitted on Chitkara University roll number. However, they'll get a conditional letter of acceptance from the respective partner university on the onset itself. The students will be exposed to foreign faculty while they study with us out here for 2 years. And the entire applied curriculum will be taught to them. And after 2 years, the students have the option to transfer to their respective universities. After they've completed 2 years with us, they will go to these universities, complete their 2 years there, and get a degree from these universities. They'll be awarded a degree from the foreign university, from the overseas university. But those of them who cannot go due to XYZ reasons, it could be anything. It could be health reasons. It could be that they could not come up to the mark, or could be anything, or visa rejection. They will continue to stay with us and articulate into our own programs and get a Chitkara degree. So their first 2 years do not go a waste. So this is, in broad nutshell, the academic mentorship model. Our favorite way of putting it across is that the proof of concept has been established. We are very happy to report that this year we are launching with 2 of the best, most stellar universities across the world, one in Australia and one in Canada. I'm sure most of us have heard about the University of Windsor, which is in Canada. It's almost 200 years old university. And their Audit Business School, the Audit School of Business, with which we are launching this program, the Bachelor of Commerce, is a AA CSP accredited school. I'm sure you will all appreciate that across the world, there are only 5% business schools which have been accredited by AA CSP. So what happens, the student studies with us for 2 years, transfers to the Audit Business School under University of Windsor and gets a AA CSP accredited degree. So this is for the BCom program. The other one, of course, is for the engineering program, because we have a lot of engineering students. And this is with Deakin University. Most of us who have been here have heard about Deakin because we've been working with Deakin for the last almost 8 years, I would say. And Deakin is in the top 1% universities of the world. So we are happy to report that to begin with, we have launched this program, these two programs with these two universities. Of course, later I will talk about others who would come in next year. What is the transfer route? The transfer route is that we recruit the students, as I said, with an international eligibility. I will talk about the eligibility later, and a conditional letter of acceptance from the partner institution, as I said. Co-teach partners' curriculums. Like I said, the curriculum would be transferred to us, and our faculty and their faculty would co-teach the curriculum. So what happens is maybe 70% of the program, 70% of the courses are taught by our faculty and 30% are taught by the foreign faculty. We would also try that our faculty goes to these universities to shadow and learn their pedagogy. So it will be a good capacity building program for us. However, that will be in better times when the time comes. We really cannot promise anything as of now, and I'm sure you all understand that. The best thing about this is that the students that do not have to come with IELTS, we will prepare them for IELTS while they are with us, because it's a mandate. It's a mandate for a student to have IELTS before they transfer to these respective universities. And here, of course, we've written French too, because those of them who would be traveling to Canada for the BCom program, Canada, as you know, French is a major language there besides English. So they will also be taught French. Then, of course, we will have, we'll share their academic transcripts of the first 2 years with the Australian High Commission or the Canadian Consulate, as the case may be, that demonstrates their academic success. And then they transfer to Australia or to Canada, as the case may be, under certain conditions. What are those conditions? Also, we'll talk about a little later. How do you enroll in the program? So the student comes to the admission office, enrolls in the BE of Computer Science at Chitkara University, completes his 2 years here. Of course, the curriculum is of Deakin, and it will be a separate cohort. It will not be the computer science and engineering that we have for the others. This will be a separate cohort altogether. And then we transfer them to Deakin after 2 years into their software engineering program. The software engineering program honors, that's what they would take up in the next 2 years. And they graduate with a degree of Bachelor of Software Engineering honors from Deakin University. And of course, since they have a Deakin parchment, the world is open to them. They have these international career opportunities across the world. However, because they have been there for 2 years, they could stay there in Australia for another 2 years on a post-study work visa. That's how it works. Next, of course, is the Bachelor of Commerce. You enroll for 3 years in our regular BCom honors program at Chitkara. Again, a separate cohort. Complete your 2 years at Chitkara and transfer to the Ordered Business School at University of Windsor, Canada. I would like to add on and mention out here, our program, the 3-year program, honors program, is a 3-year program. While across North America, most of the undergrad degrees are 4 years, and so is BCom. BCom honors there is 4 years. So they go into the 3rd year of that program. It's called the BCom Honors Business Administration, and they have a lot of verticals. They could take up any one of them. And they finish their 2 years there. They graduate with a 4-year BCom. And this school is known for its chartered accountancy too, so that they can take all those programs on the side, all those courses on the side, and explore further career opportunities out there. And like I talked about Australia, there it's a 2+2. That means if they are on Australian soil for 2 years, in the bigger cities, they can stay for 2 more years in Australia. Whereas in Canada, if they are there for 2 years, they're entitled to a post-study work visa for the next 3 years. So for the next 3 years, they could be working there, they could be looking for further career opportunities, they could even be pursuing a post-grad degree out there because they've already got an undergrad from Canada itself. Now, how does the eligibility work? The eligibility is very similar to ours, but with some changes there. It's a successful completion of class 12 in both the cases. But as far as software and engineering is concerned, physics, chemistry, and mathematics is a mandate. And a minimum, so the aggregate has to be 60%. But again, also they need to have a 60% in mathematics and 65% in English respectively. So English and maths, they have to have 60 and 65. The same goes for the University of Windsor for the audit school, but in that case, it could be any stream of 12th. However, English and mathematics continue to be mandatory. In English, 65%, in mathematics, 60%, and overall 60% is what they are looking for. As you can see, the fee is a little higher than our domestic fee, even here in the next 2 years. But if you look at the international fee, we are just 1/3 of that fee. So the student is paying what a domestic student would pay in Canada or in Australia. So the first 2 years, the student pays 1,70,000 per semester. So it's 3,40,000 for the whole year for both the programs. Per year, 3,40,000. And he pays, the international fee kicks in, whether it's Australia or Canada, in the third year when he transfers to these universities. And the international fee is as per the country. However, if a student does not happen to go either to Australia or to Canada and continues to articulate into our own degree and continues at Chitkara, he just has to pay 50,000 per year. So the BCom student pays only 50,000 in his third year, whereas the computer science student pays only 50,000 in his third year and 50,000 in his fourth year. So that's the kind of advantage the university is going to be giving to these students, that if they have to stay on due to XYZ reasons, though of course we would like most of them to go to their particular destinations because that's why they are getting admitted into this program and into this school. But there could be some reasons, there could be visa reasons, there could be anything. And for that, their first 2 years do not go a waste and they hardly pay us anything to stay here in the third and fourth years respectively. So that's about the eligibility and criteria. Now, a valid question would be, why would a student opt for this program? First thing, like I said, we started this 2 years back, but probably I would like to reiterate, this is the right time to launch this program. Fortunately or unfortunately, because of COVID-19, most of the parents do not want their children to be going overseas at this time, and rightly so. It's most understandable, and even overseas, there are no physical classes happening there. It's all online, and so they're really not getting that Canadian or the Australian culture they are looking for. So it's better for the student and it's better for the parent to have the child with them for the next 2 years, and when things become a little better, and hopefully they would in the next 2 years, 2 years is a long time, they could transfer to these respective universities. Also, what happens is that in the 12th, after the 12th, most of the students, we might say that they're very independent, that they are very mature. We know, because we get students after the 12th in the university, how immature they are. So landing them into the Western world or even in the Australian world is not a great idea. They would be here with us doing the same program, doing the same curriculum under the same pedagogy and building a connect with the faculty, because we would have some faculty coming here. Of course, not this semester, but hopefully from the next. The foreign faculty would be here from these universities, so they'll build a connect. And once they are in Canada or in Australia, they'll hit the road running. So it's a good opportunity for them. And of course, there's a lot of saving on the fee, because if they go in the first year, they're paying, say, $33,000 every year or maybe $30,000 every year. While here, they save 1/3 of that international fee, which is huge in the first 2 years. Also, when you look at the boarding charges there, they are much, much more, because I'm sure we all understand that they have to pay in dollars. And if you're looking at Australia, it's almost $1,200 per month that they have to pay for their boarding and lodging. And in Canada, that would be a little lesser, but that also would not be nothing less than $1,000. So here they are saving on their boarding lodging fee, they are saving on their international fee. And in the third year, there's 100% credit of prior learning in the first 2 years, which is given to them, and they are transferred to these universities. And the co-teaching is happening. Even the infrastructure will try to bring at par with the Australian and the Canadian. And we already know that our university has a beautiful infrastructure. And they'll be staying in the similar circumstances and the similar environment here for the first 2 years, and then they transfer to these two universities. Also, what happens is that they do not have to take IELTS before taking admission with us. We'll be helping them to take IELTS while they are with us at no extra cost. Now, a very pertinent question that might come up with any one of you is that when we already have articulations and we've been talking about them and we have been sending a number of students under articulation, why would we have a transnational education model? The difference, there's a major, major difference there. We are talking about 100% credit transfer. I'm sure all of us who have worked with the international you know how we have struggled for our students to map our courses year after year, and they just manage to get 40 to 50% of credit transfer when they go from here. And it becomes very, very tough for them. And we have seen that happening year after year. But in this case, it will be a seamless transition. It will be 100% credit transfer, and they would have built a connect with the faculty right here. Also, the most important thing is that even if they study for 2+2 in this transnational education, the parchment that they get after 4 years, the degree that they get from these universities after 4 years is the same degree a student gets after studying 4 years in those universities. So this is why I'm sure this would be quite clear, and this would resonate with all of you, why a student should be doing 2 here and 2 there. There are a lot of value adds that he could get from here, and also he'll be a little more mature by the time he articulates or he transfers to these universities. And just by chance, he cannot do that. Of course, he articulates into our own degree, and Chitkara University hands him awards a degree, whether it's in computer science and engineering or it's in software or it's in BCom. So we realized that in all these months that we've been here, that there is always an opportunity into any crisis. That's our firm belief now at the international, that the darker the cloud, the more pronounced is the silver lining. So here we are sharing our inputs during this time, and we say never let a good crisis go to waste. But with everybody's cooperation, everybody's support, that's what we are looking for. Like I said, in international, we can't do anything alone, but all of us together can do lots. So now the world continues to be our playing field. That's our belief. And now the field is all yours. We are open to as many questions and answers. A question session from all of you. Any questions here?
If any questions, please unmute yourself. You could ask questions. Thank you so much, Sangeet ma'am. It's such an informative session. It's really wonderful. I really welcome Madhu ma'am today. First time she is in the VC series. Madhu ma'am, please, we just want to listen some kind words from you.
Thank you, ma'am, so much. Thank you for being there. You've been such a big...
Yeah, thank you, Shelly, for giving this opportunity to be part of it. Sangeet, you did a great job. And I think it was very, very clear to all of us that how the international is doing and how the things are moving. And I think the programs, new programs which you have launched this year, it's very creative, and you must have done so much about initiating this with the international partners. And I think some of them are there and some of them are not there. So I request Shelley that please you just give this recording to every professor so that they can be able to understand and they can convince the students that what is the benefit of doing these programs. And I think very beautifully explained by Sangeet ma'am that this all is going to happen. And I'm happy that Shelley, you took this topic with Sangeet ma'am that everybody should know about these programs. And in future, I think you should do one program, Sangeet, where all other programs should be mentioned here, that what all we have started, because very innovative programs you have started this year in admission department.
Right.
So I think you should tell something about those new programs so that they are able to understand that in their campus, we have new programs.
Right,
Right. And one thing I want to add there that you were thanking Sovia and Aarti. And I think this time in Himachal campus, they have given the responsibility of this In Lingua Center to Gitanjali, I think. Shelley, you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
given this
Gitanjali,
responsibility
ma'am.
to Gitanjali.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I think you must mention Gitanjali also that in future she will be taking this responsibility of sending the students abroad for doing these type of programs.
Thank you.
So thank you, Sangeet. You did a great job. Thank you, Archana. You were also with Sangeet for helping her in some of the concepts. And thanks to all the my faculty members who have joined this session. And I'm impressed that this type of things are happening. Shall we keep doing it? And
Thank
thank
you
you,
so much,
Sangeet.
ma'am.
Thank you so
Such
much.
a great insight into the programs. And continue, or you are going to
No, ma'am.
close this?
So I think we are almost at the end of it. I was looking for some questions.
And best of luck for your admissions this year. It must be a very great challenge for you and for your team. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Ma'am, we need your blessings all the time. And
Thank you.
and also, thank you, ma'am. Of course, Gitanjali would be taking over. Thank you for mentioning that. That will help us too, because like I said, in the international, we cannot work as an island. And further on, I would also like to mention that we have already signed up with George Brown, our oldest partner in collaborating abroad in the international, and we'll be launching that culinary management program in 21. So we are looking forward to 21 and lots more in 21.
I think Sangeet, Amit Vishisht is asking one question from you, that whether GBC is on or off.
No, it's not. It's neither on nor off. It's not at all off. It's absolutely on. So if you visit the website, sir, you will find on the global website. However, the program will be launched next year. It will be in 21. So the collaboration stays. We've already collaborated with them. We are already signed up the agreement. We are already married. But the only thing is, we would start. The actual collaboration would start next year. Physically, it will start next year.
Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Sangeet, can you tell them about the new initiatives, new programs, which other than the global, which we have started since I think more than 100 people are there here, and our staff members, they will be able to understand that what other courses this year we have started.
So under art and design, I'm sure we have people from art and design who could do a better job than I would. But then we have a lot more programs happening in art and design. We have fashion designing, which is the newest which is happening. And of course, the others continue. UX UI is one of the programs which is coming up very well. Visual communication is the other one which is coming up very well. And this is all under art and design. Sculpture is there, painting is there. They are all in-house. So ma'am, you have a great idea. I think what we could do, we could have another webinar and we can let them also pitch in so that they can explain their branches better than even what I would. I would just be able to do the broad version. They can do a little more detailing. And as far as
we also have launched 2 MTech programs, if you would like to mention about that.
Sure, Archana ma'am, why don't you do that? Okay, and so in engineering also, we've always spoken about computer science and engineering, and we've always spoken about verticals, but this time we are making it very, very direct, and we are letting everybody know that we have these different verticals under them. We have AI, we have machine learning, even in mechanical engineering, we are talking about mechatronics and engineering, mechatronics engineering, and so this is becoming we are becoming very vocal about all this when it comes to the admissions, and the admission students are told about all the branches that we are working on. So very soon, I think ma'am, maybe next week we can have another webinar when we can be talking about the BBA programs also, because the BBA also is launching in different branches like the MBA program, the same branches we have for BBA too. So it's whether it's supply chain and management, or it's HR, or it's, of course, not healthcare is not there, but finance, and we've been having before too, as far as BBA is concerned. So they have the same verticals as the MBA when it comes to BBA programs. Also, we have lots of programs that we can think of. Let me have to have a look of, I've only been thinking about global as of now. So, and so like I said, and so in BBA, we also have supply chain, retail marketing, we have rural marketing, supply chain with the Safe Express, like we have it in MBA. We have digital marketing, we have rural marketing, as I said. And then there is on event management, there is entrepreneurship and innovation. A lot of them are with the industry. I'm sure you will appreciate, because as you know, at our university, we have most of the programs with the industry. So here also we'll have them with the industry, whether it's event management, it's Bizcraft, and whether it's supply chain, it's with Safe Educate. Of course, the regular ones continue to grow. The ones we've had, the traditional ones, which is the banking and finance, which has always been there. And then of course, BCom honors, which has got applied finance with the KPMG. We have the ACCA, and I'm sure if Dr. KK Sharma is here, he would probably like to pitch in and speak more about the one we have with Ernst & Young too. So it's a BBA BCom. Along with Ernst & Young, we have one with KPMG. So they are all the big wigs. And this is about the business program. Healthcare.
Preeti ma'am is asking, is there any plan opportunities for health sciences students?
Yes, we are looking for them. And probably we are even looking at that in the global wing, maybe by next year. Like I said, we have a few for the global in the next year, and one of them is for health sciences too. We might be able to discuss that in the next couple of months, and might be able to offer a program for them from January itself. But I'm sure everybody will appreciate when it comes to nursing and health sciences, there are a lot of regulatory bodies around it. So it's not so easy when it comes to especially transnational education. But yes, we are 100% that we are launching one program at least, and that will not be in the transnational space, but it will be a good pathway for our health sciences students and our nursing students. And probably I'll be able to give this information hopefully by October, that fast, for them to probably pitch in for this year's pass outs. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Dr. Rakesh Goel is asking for any opportunities for postdoc with the collaborative universities.
I think it's a great question, and we should do something about it. like I said, we are trying to marry Curin to OIA, and that's where Curin can pitch in and let us know, and let's see how we can take it further. We already have the co-PhD happening. Let's see if we can do something in the postdoc space, right, Archana ma'am? We can get together and see what is it that we can do. Anything else?
No, ma'am, as of now, I just could able to see these questions. If any queries, please unmute yourself and you can have a direct question with Sangeet ma'am. Any queries, please? No, ma'am. As of now, there are no. Otherwise, we will make contact with you.
Sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you for being there. And I think ma'am has got a great idea. We should speak more about the admissions, and we have lots more that we can pitch in. Maybe next week sometimes I will work it out with Shelley, with you, and we can keep one session for the admissions here. Wherein we can talk more about the programs that we've launched with Virtusa. There are programs we've launched with in the retail management with Reliance, and so many more. So we'll kind of pitch them in, and we could have some of the people who are actually working on it, specializing in it, and they could also pitch in, like, you know, Archana and I could collaborate and do it. So we can have a collaborative session with everybody.
And in that session, Sangeet and Shelley, what we can do is that, Shelley, you request everybody. Everybody means everybody from both the campuses and even from school campus,
Okay,
right? So you request the school fraternity also that they all should join that session where Sangeet ma'am is and Archana ma'am is going to tell the collaborations and the admissions and the new courses, which are not only new courses but the old courses also. So the list of all the courses, admission processes, and international collaboration, so everything can be there. So all the faculty members, irrespective, leaving anybody, so we can do that session so that everybody should be on the same pace and understand that what is happening on all the three campuses, both the two higher educational campuses and the school campus. So because school is also doing something very they can also tell something about their new programs. So I think that will be a great platform where all of us be on the same pace.
Right.
That will be a good opportunity for all of us. Sangeet, I think that will work.
Yes, ma'am. Great idea. I think it's an excellent idea.
Surely, ma'am, we will plan it next week.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being there. Thank you.